Hey, I'm Sarah, and this year I'm graduating from the University of Arkansas. So I've created a how-to plan for after graduation. Katy Perry talked about feeling like a plastic bag caught in the wind, but what if you're caught in a tree? Or what if your shoes caught in an electric line? Now, I can't really tell the future, but I do look for signs that maybe something is going to happen for me, or maybe something's not going to happen for me. Some of the signs are polite, you're welcome, and this one's just misspelled. Sometimes it's hard to know if something is a sign, just like it's hard to know if something's art or construction. I know I'll need a job, so I found a bunch of these job guide containers, but this one just had an apartment guide, which isn't really helpful. I also seem to find a lot of buckets out in the wild. I don't know if that's really a job, but it seems like it means something. I found these people on the corner with signs about the future, but it didn't really seem relevant to my life, so I kept moving. I found another one of the job boxes, but once again, there were no jobs and just more apartment guides. I also happened upon this cooler and I thought that might be something, so I decided to take a look inside and it was just trash. I also came across this plastic bag behind the sign, so I thought I'd check it out, and there was liquor and wine. So I left it there for someone who may need it, but you never know when you're walking by an opportunity in shoes that are kind of uncomfortable. I came across a protest for Palestine, and there were a lot of signs there, um, all for an incredibly good cause. Although it could get a little confusing with the other signs in the area. I have to say, though, they did have that fist in the air. I found a sign about my sexuality, and I found signs of a good time. Signs that were empty and didn't make sense. Signs that seemed really obvious. I found a sign that answers name something that you're good at. I also found a sign that you could feel, but the key wasn't actually bumpy, so I couldn't read it. Sometimes signs let you know who people really are, and other times they're hiding who they really are. But there are people proud of me and cheering me on, and it may be hard to see your supporters, but they're there, just maybe not as close as you think. And going after all the prizes may seem great, but sometimes being famous just means that your handprints are in a parking lot near a trash can. I found another job bin, but once again, there was nothing in it. I did find this book about managing sloth women, so maybe that'll help. And even though imposter syndrome can be very real, I wouldn't recommend trying to match everything quite so much. And maybe you are in the wrong place, but just like everyone who has graduated before us, we'll find our own way. Staying true to the signs, I'm going to continue to scoot like no one's watching and carry Narcan. Maybe make my own path and park wherever I want, and to not be afraid to do crime even when someone is watching. And always look for signs in the cups.